Why do you have to delay to the next day? Oh well, October 4. The next day, Ritsuko-chan joined us for lunch. I'm relieved to see you're feeling better. Don't worry, I know you're being excited to do it, But the day is coming closer. Ritsuko-chan was worried and came to see how you were doing yesterday too. See, look at Ritsuko blushing. Yeah? Everyone, huh? To Ritsuko the laugh. Huh? Konomi-chan and I glanced at one another in response to Ritsuko-chan's odd reaction. Well, obviously she wouldn't want to tell the truth because it's so embarrassing, right? Oh, that reminds me. Ritsuko-chan seemed to know about her being in bad shape when she came here, didn't she? Which would mean she hadn't shown up out of worry. Oh well, the little details don't matter, yeah. So, Konomi-chan. Did you need something from me last night? You were wearing your gi, so I thought for sure you were going to invite me to practice with you. Yeah, practice doing it. That's what. Okay, sure, yeah, not in front of Ritsuko anyway. Got it. Okay. After club activities concluded for the day, we made use of the short time before dinner to have some naginata practice. We bowed to each other, then removed the sweltering protective gear. The temperature had dropped sharply as we went into October, but the feeling of liberation you got when removing that protective gear really was extraordinary. You had a fever yesterday, but it looks like it didn't have any effect on your mobility. It's a good distraction, isn't it? Forget? What? Yeah, a good distraction from all that stuff that you're thinking of yesterday. Come on now, Masaya. You can't be so oblivious, right? Yeah? Yeah. Burning again? Really? Whoa, you're right. Before I knew it, her face was also turning bright red. It hadn't been that way when she removed her mask, so it definitely wasn't due to practice. Yeah? You made up your mind? I got hoshikute. I want your love. I want you to make love with me. Here we go. Here's the confession for sex. My love? Oh, come on now, Masaya. Come on. Don't be so clueless. Her sudden romantic comment startled me a little. Konomi has said it. She has said it. The word sex. Of course, we are not gonna make babies right now. We are making love right now, yes. Yeah. That was what she meant by wanting my love? I immediately felt thirsty and let out an audible gulp. Konomi-chan held her hand against her own chest. Deep love, yeah. I'm deeply in love with you too, Konomi-chan. Oh, but we're not gonna do it here in the Naginata dojo, right? That would be like kind of really awkward. Probably we'll go back to Masaya's room or something. I felt a chest-tightening degree of excitement as we gazed at each other. But right here would be bad. Yeah, definitely. Not to mention, it was nearly dinner time. Everyone would find it extremely strange if both of us were absent. Well, we can do it after dinner. Yeah. I demonstrated some substantial willpower and said, "Okay, Konomi. Later tonight, come to my room." Yeah, that's the way, alright. Okay. Here we go now. Oh, we're meeting at the field? All the same. Why were you wearing your gi last night? To be mentally prepared. Well, yeah, it is a serious battle, yeah. It is. No, overcome her nervousness, no, overcome this obstacle. Yeah, I guess she wasn't wrong. Alright. Then came our long-awaited night. Okay, so wait, you're actually wearing your gi again too? Oh no, I think it's more like this is her school uniform, right? But she just removed her jacket or something like that, cardigan or something. Yeah, what's that? You know, term you call for women's the overalls or something? I forgot the name, but yeah. Konomi-chan's eyes were glistening. My heart was thumping. I took a shower and brushed my teeth well. Yeah, must be well prepared, no, must be well groomed as well. So, what should I do now? When push came to shove, I had such limited experience that all the plans I made in advance evaporated from my head into thin air. Good, at least you did some studying. Studying? What kind? Why are you acting so oblivious, Masaya? No, you're acting dumb? Nekomimi Meido Memiko. Ah, is that right? Oh, there's nothing strange about that. Just that novel, or manga, has extreme examples. So no. So what was written in it? That novel seemed extremely nonsensical. So this had me pretty worried. Yeah, I don't know what extreme stuff Konomi's going to try out. But you're willing to go down to that? Okay. I would love to see what new acts, what ideas Konomi has. She drooped her shoulders and hung her head. Konomi? No! No! I knew it was nonsense. It's not possible, Konomi. Come on now. That's just a novel. Fantasy. Talk about a seriously useless novel. No, that was a lie. Uso. Yeah. Guys only have one. Fellas. Normally anyway. And of course I only have one too. Yeah, normally, yes, normally. Semen doesn't open a hole in the floor, okay? It doesn't burn, okay? It's not like lava or what. That's a lie too. A big one. What? Of course not, no way! That's another lie. They're sure destroying the house all over just by having sex, huh? What? 48-hour marathon sex session? I would die, man. Guess the marathon part might not be possible. Wow, are you serious, Masaya? I don't think anyone can last that long. Well, maybe there are some who can, but I cleared my throat. It It sounds like that novel has quite a lot of imaginary subject matter. But at least you get the idea, Konomi, so... The problem was, Konomi-chan's lack of knowledge had led her to accept that make-believe erotic novel with little to no resistance whatsoever. Alright, let's try taking this one step at a time. Let me guide you. Step up. Being completely honest, I would like to do it as soon as tonight. But you don't seem to know very much about sex yet, Konomi-chan. So let me teach you step by step. Rather than jumping straight into it, we'll cover all the fundamental bases. It might be like training in a way, see? Yeah, we're gonna train Konomi on sex, yeah? We have to anyway. Alright, Konomi, you're up for the training? Alright. Given the way Konomi-chan's eyes lit up when she heard the word training, she may have been mischievous in a certain sense. I like how Konomi declares it so boldly, not embarrassed at all when she mentions sex training. What? Yeah. Okay. So yes, this is a good start. Yes, sex always starts with kissing. Yes. The different bases are pretty fundamental. So first, we'll start with kissing. Thinking back, we had our first kiss the other day. Going from that straight to sex did feel a little too hasty to me. Yeah, the kissu. Just like before, we started with gentle kisses. Oh yeah, then after that, the next stage will be French kiss. It felt a little difficult to settle down back then since we were at the dojo, but it wasn't like that at all tonight. We could feel each other's lips to our heart's content in this private room for two. Her body's stiff. Come on, Konomi, relax. I could feel the sensation of her back against my palms. I also didn't realize this the first time, but her lips felt firmly closed. You should open them. Try relaxing your body a little. Konomi-chan looked troubled. She didn't seem to be doing it on purpose. Despite me pointing it out, there was no change in how stiff her body was, well, nervous and all that. Maybe she'll relax if we keep going? On second thought, don't worry about it. Let's just keep practicing. Okay. Simply pressing our lips together naturally started to not feel like enough. We need to go deeper. But of course, you would probably surprise her if I were to suddenly put my tongue in her mouth. Oh, why are you laughing, Konomi? Ah, did that tickle? I had tried nibbling her lower lip. Not just ticklish. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's keep going then. Then, I mean. Okay. I pecked at her upper and lower lips with repeated kisses. Konomi-chan sat perfectly still and accepted my kisses. To be honest, I wanted her to reciprocate, but that may have been too much too soon. Her body distinctly relaxed as we carried on, which I was glad for. Okay, let's leave it at this for today. Okay, so we haven't really going straight to sex yet. We're gonna take it, yeah, like what Masaya said, one step at a time. So gradually, okay, at least this is a start, you know. Then soon we're going to French kiss, and then both of our faces were bright red, like we had been soaking in a hot bath this whole time. My entire body was on fire, but my lips felt especially hot. Make sure you don't come down with a fever again, okay? I said as I brought our foreheads together. I was burning up, so she didn't feel very hot to me either.
難しいような気もしますが、努力します。あまり学校を休んでも良くないので。
Yeah. Then, again tomorrow, okay?
はい。
Okay. So the next day, alright, October 5th, we're continuing our session, our training session, more kissing. After going back over what we covered yesterday for a while, I asked, why don't you try doing the same thing for yourself, Konomi-chan?
このくすぐるみたいなキスですか？
Yeah.
わかりました。もし痛かったら言ってください。
Sure. I'll be fine as long as you don't bite with your teeth.
はい。
As in, don't bite too hard. She softly nibbled and pecked at my lips. Oh, this is something. It was more pleasurable than I expected. The idea of someone ever nibbling at my lips had seemed nearly impossible, so it was fun in the sense it was a previously unknown sensation. So we just, more kissing, more kisses and all that. And also, Konomi-chan was kissing me with everything she had. That fact sent shivers up my spine.
どうでしょうか。うまくできていますか？
Yeah, you did well for a start, Konomi. Yeah, that was great. Keep doing that.
はい。
I matched her timing and repeatedly pecked back at her lips as well. Well, I think this route is definitely very... You can say it's kind of refreshing, because while the other girls, they at least know something about sex, Konomi is like totally new to sex, so we're like educating her and all that, and we're learning about sex too, sex education is important after all. We gradually synchronized. Her body, which had been tense for so long yesterday, had relaxed in no time today.
昨日はされるがままでしたが、今日は私からもして。
Yeah, you did it too.
なんだか嬉しいような感じがありました。
Hearing her say that with a smile on her face made me extremely happy as well. It's better if we both reciprocate, rather than one of us doing it one-sidedly. Yes, and that's true when we're doing it. That applies too. I'm sure that's what it means to show your love for each other. Okay, so the next day, actually a few days later, on the Sunday, October 9th, I guess this is where we're really gonna do it, I guess. On Sundays, we worked hard on practicing the naginata. Previously, save for when we took a meal break, we would dedicate ourselves solely to practice. But here we are, practicing for a different reason. We are kissing practice. But now we did these sorts of things under the pretext of a break. I guess this is another sort of practice. Yeah, it is. We're even doing it at the dojo now. Thanks to us kissing practically every day, we had both gotten used to it for the most part. But if we continued, that would amount to nothing more than just standing at the doorway to this wonderful exchange. Say, Konomi-chan. She gazed at me with a glazed look in her eyes. Do you know about French kissing? Oh, you know about it? Her cheeks flushed bright red, which must have meant she did. I really want to do it, but maybe it would be embarrassing to just jump straight into it? She nodded firmly, her face all red. Then, just take another look. Okay. I locked lips with her again, then traced along her lips with the tip of my tongue. Her reaction was like none I had ever seen before, like she was struck by lightning. Like, whoa, the shivers down her spine. I brought her into a tighter embrace and repeated my previous action with my tongue. Her shoulders gently shivered. There was yet another reaction that I had never seen before. Yeah, she's feeling it. I wonder if she's getting turned on. Well, I bet she is. When that possibility came to mind, I felt strangely aroused. I savored her lower lip, then moved to the upper. But licking her lips is just part of French kissing. The real deal is the tongue going inside her mouth. The saltiness of her sweat, which had lightly built up while she was wearing her mask, tingled the tip of my tongue. That was so irresistibly sexy. Her lips reflected in the light as our faces parted. It was seductive enough aside to give me shivers. You do it too, Konomi-chan.
私もしたいです。
Oh, slurp. She acted embarrassed when she heard me say French kiss, but the tip of her tongue moved without hesitation. Yeah, enjoy the kisses, yeah. This could be dangerous. Our kisses so far had only resulted in making my lower body tingle, but never actually got me to a full erection. But now that she was tickling my lips with her lukewarm tongue, all bets were off. My thing stood tall in the blink of an eye. I wonder if Konomi felt it, the thing touching her bottom or something. Konomi-chan's tongue licked playfully at me. I kept quiet and enjoyed that caress for a short while, before softly sticking out my own tongue in return. Here we go, the tongue kissing, the French kissing. She seemed to be understandably surprised as our tongues touched. Konomi-chan tried to pull away on a reflex, but wasn't able to budge due to my hand supporting her lower back. Although she couldn't pull away, she ended up hiding her tongue from me. I knocked with my tongue and indulgently caressed her lips. After repeating this step, Konomi-chan timidly parted her lips with a sweet sigh. Yeah? Becoming a woman now, Konomi. Our tongues intertwined, and my vision went pure white. This is French kissing. Yeah, Konomi-chan was winding her tongue around mine so assertively, it made me hard to believe how averse she was at first. I eagerly lapped at her tongue, feeling like I had turned into a dog or something. Alright. As our tongues rubbed together, a pleasure which threatened to make my knees give way ran up my spine over and over again. Rubbing our tongues together or holding them sweetly between the other's lips. Konomi-chan's tiny tongue was very soft. Her lips also had such a modest shape. I found myself impressed by the strangest aspects, thinking how even that was so different from a guy like me. Oh. Konomi-chan was immersed in her first French kiss, occasionally letting out sugary sweet moans. So this is how saliva tastes. You mean a girl's saliva tastes? There was no significant taste to it. But it tastes sticky, yeah? And yet it seemed oddly delicious to me. Maybe because it belonged to the girl I loved? There was also this burst of passion deep in my stomach which felt quite pleasant. Oh my god, hearing Konomi's moans. I wanted this moment to go on forever, but my tongue was, unsurprisingly, starting to go numb. Our faces parted, neither of us in particular initiating it. That's some good practice. Both of us were out of breath. While we were competent enough as swordsmen to never have gotten this out of breath during practice, but Konomi-chan held her chest and took in multiple deep breaths. Deep kiss, yeah, French kiss. Yeah. How was it? I felt stupid for asking, but wanted to ask for her impression. Rising passion. Yeah, once you get used to it. And look at her face, she still wants to kiss. Oh, let's continue then. I had also noticed that her body was shaking the entire time we were kissing. Clutched me as my support, right? You did? I never noticed. That probably just went to show how overwhelmed I was from our French kiss too. Oh? Hmm? Oh, this is not peculiar. I mean, when we, enjoy ourselves making love, we tend to sweat, yes. Sweat? Her forehead didn't look wet at all from what I could see. She noticed where I was looking and continued. Oh, you mean your sweat underneath? Huh? That's not sweat, Konomi. That's yeah, that's Konomi-chan, I'm positive that's not sweat. That's what's meant by getting wet. You figure out, Konomi? Her mouth went slightly agape, and her cheeks gradually turned a darker shade of red. She faced downward and touched her genital area through her hakama. That defenseless gesture made my heart throb like crazy. Yeah, it is. That's what sexual pleasure is like. Yeah. Thinking about it now, Konomi-chan had reached maturity without ever experiencing sensations like that before. I think this should have been the route that I should have played first. At least we get warmed up to what sex is all about before. But yeah, that's beside the point. Genuinely pure, never so much as masturbating. And that pure girl was now mine. Actually, it's the same for me. I got dangerously turned on while we were French kissing too. My thing bulged.
男子も濡れたりするんでしたっけ？
No, they don't get wet, but we do get turned on, but not wet. It's more like the thing shoots up, no, helicopter. As for what happens when males experience sexual pleasure, it was in the textbook. Don't you remember? Yep.
陰茎の勃起？
It's what you call 10. I nodded.
マサヤ様、今勃起してるんですか？
Yeah. Her eyes focused on my lower body. It was a wonder how the mere act of her staring at it could get me so aroused.
勃起というのは陰茎が大きくなる現象で、マサヤ様のは確か19センチ。
Wait, seriously, Konomi? You actually remember the length of my thing? That was a lie though. Oh, okay.
でも私の膣が濡れてマサヤ様の陰茎が勃起したということは
Yes, means you are ready to go on to the next stage.
セックスができるということなのでしょうか？
Yes, that's right, Konomi, you're learning. Well, that's right. I gulped loudly. Anyway, we're healthy men and women. By showing affection for each other, and because there's love between us, sex is... I mumbled on like that intelligibly, but Konomi-chan wasn't listening.
あの小説には丸太を突っ込まれたような感じとありましたが、とうとう私にも丸太が。
It's not that extreme, Konomi. It's not lock, alright? It will be painful, yes, but not as extreme as a lock. Something told me there were still a few misunderstandings left to clear up. So, let's pick this back up tonight. This strange mood would just keep getting even stranger if we kept this up any longer. Okay, resumed Naginata practice afterward. But Konomi-chan and I were both undeniably there in body, but not in spirit. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're going to tonight. I feel like this will be strange to say. Before we have sex for real, I think first you should learn what our penis is, you know. Maybe I should show it to you. Konomi-chan gave an oblivious reaction. Oh crap, was that too much? Well, it's not like this was something to joke about. I thought it would give her peace of mind if I cleared up the misunderstanding. That I only had myself to blame for, that it was a 19cm lock before.
Penisu?
Yeah, penisu. She just didn't understand the vocabulary. Fellas, now that I think about it, you've never used any other word for it but that one, right, Konomi-chan? Oh, she doesn't know the other terms of a penisu. For example, you could call it a penis.
ああ、そういえばあの小説では落ち葉土となっていて、多分陰茎のことかなとは思ったのですが。
Oh, the XXX. The dreaded XXX. Huh? Pecs? Oh, come on, Masaya. Come on now. Are you for real? This time it was my turn to stare back. Are you for real?
ほら、ここですよ、ここ。
Yeah. Say, do you always carry this around with you?
もちろんです。今の私にとってこれはもはや座右の書です。
Yes, this is important stuff. Important material for studying. It's for research purposes. It would be great if she didn't use that for reference too much. When she opened the book and I looked at where she was pointing, it certainly said PXXS. These are censor symbols. Explain the reason for the use of censor symbols.
なるほど。道理で奇妙な語感の言葉だなとは思ったのですが。
It's just censor words, yes. Say, Konomi-chan, From now on, could you stop using feathers and start calling it a penis? You know, just to get me turned on even more. Well, I know it's a shameless request, but
でも今の説明ですと普通使ってはいけない言葉だからこそ伏せていると。
precisely, we doing it is not exactly normal per se. It's natural, yes, but it's not really normal per se. So we should use it. That's exactly why. Yeah, help turn me on, I guess.
興奮ですか？
We need to teach more things. Yeah. I would personally really like to hear an obscene word like that come off your mouth.
わかりました。マサヤ様がそこまでおっしゃるのであれば。
You know, we're kind of like teaching Konomi dirty stuff right now. I'm like, but it's all in the name of good.
おちっちんですね。
Yep. Yeah. Whoa. My heart just leapt into my throat. Actually, I think the translation is a bit iffy here. They actually should have substituted because when they say ochin, right? Actually, that should have been the other word, not penis. Penis, so it's another one. It's a more polite word of, yeah, you know. Thank you, Konomi-chan. That makes me happy. Oh, Konomi. I pat her head and she smiled happily. Come to think of it, what were we talking about?
本物のおちっちんを知っておいた方がいいと。
Yeah, so what better way to, you know, teach her than to show it to her? Ah, I see. Now that she repeated it back to me, I felt like I had said something outrageous. All that stuff about it being 19 cm aside, Konomi-chan, don't you feel uneasy about sex?
はい、実は剣士がこんなことではいけないと思うのです。
That's kind of out of point, but yeah, there isn't much you can do to help that. Everyone feels uneasy their first time. Also, you seem to be overthinking it compared to how it is in reality. So, listen.
つまり見せてくれるということですか？マサヤ様のおちっち。
Konomi is, you know, catching up. Yeah, she's learning very quickly. That's right. Ah, shimatta. Crap. I was the one who decided and suggested this, but my heart was beginning to pound to a dangerous extent. Huh?
ズボンのところが盛り上がって。
Yeah. It had been a simple suggestion, and already blood was flowing with intense momentum to my thing.
これが昼間言っていた。
Yep. Konomi-chan. Alright, we're starting off with the French kissing. Then after that, advance to the next stage. Yeah. I pressed my lips against hers without warning. She was a little surprised, but immediately reciprocated my action. Yeah. As we were kissing, I could feel my penis swelling so hard I could practically hear the blood gushing through it. Konomi-chan, come here. Okay. Could I get you to open up your shirt for me? Oh, we're going in. We're going in. I want to see your boobs. Yeah. Here we go. We're actually going into it really. We're going in. I placed a hand on her collar. I never intended to put any pressure on her from the start, but Konomi-chan just continued to blush while showing no resistance. Ah, this is chest wrapping? Well, I figured she would be wearing chest wrapping because warrior, right?
はい。ブラも持っていますよ。持っていますが、やはり 晒しが作法かと。
I respect that. I respect that. Oh, it's also just as sexy, you know. That was kind of impressive. Okay, next it was my turn. You were doing this at my suggestion, but my hand was shaking a shocking amount as I held my zipper. Oh, here we go.
きちんと観察したいので触ってもいいでしょうか。
Yes, please do, please do. DOJO, go ahead. I hadn't expected such a perk, but there was naturally no way I was opposed. Okay, here we go. So Konomi has already taken off her gi, but she's still wearing the strapping. Yeah, so yeah, this is where it begins. As Konomi studies the thing, it's for research, for education. Yes, very important. But yes, this is the point where I have to fast forward because yeah, you know the drill, because I can't really continue on from here. So yeah, just enjoy this scene. But probably I'll just extract some snippets. If there's any interesting snippets, I'll probably extract out. But as usual, I will summarize what happened in this scene. Yeah, so I'll see you again in a bit. Okay, so that earlier scene, they didn't actually do it. It was just, Masaya exposing, his thing to Konomi, just to educate her. So various things Konomi said, like the very funny thing she said was, that thing was smaller than she thought it would be. When someone say, "Hey, your thing is smaller than I thought it would be," obviously you feel hurt, right, as a man. So it's like, what do you mean smaller than you thought it would be? So but the reason why Konomi said that is because she thought it was really 19 cm long. So that's why, of course, it's not 19 cm long. Then she even compared that thing to a log, a pillar, snake, tower. All those terms are from that novel she read. So, but of course, then she said that after eliminating all those exaggerated stuff, right? Yeah, it's considered big. So yeah, so she touched it, learned about the thing. Masaya educated her, and he also commented that Konomi's hands are soft, even though Konomi practiced naginata. But Masaya said her hands are softer than Masaya's, at least. But when he said that, he meant that in comparison to masturbation. But Konomi didn't catch on to that. So, and Konomi said that it's cute, and she really thinks it'd be wonderful to be connected as one through this thing. So, yeah. But then she breathed out hot air on that thing. And Masaya was almost like, cannot take it really. But he doesn't want to do it now yet. So he held back and said, let's stop for tonight. We'll continue the next day or something like that. So that being said, so let's continue the story from here. She let go, looking like she had just come to, and hurriedly put her shirt back on. I too quickly stuffed my thing into my panty. Stuffed my thing into my pants. It was so hard that such a task proved difficult.
では失礼します。ごきげんよう。
Alright, see ya. We'll continue tomorrow. Another step forward. Yeah. Well, we're getting closer. Okay. So the next day, October 10th. So in his room again the next day. To be blunt, I was looking forward to nighttime the most. So, now there's something different here already. The thing is kind of wet already. Yeah. So yeah. Well, as usual, I'll be fast forwarding this again, and then I'll just describe what happened from here. Yeah. So. Yeah. So what happened earlier? before that, we have come to October 29, so that's I think a few days later. So, but anyway, what happened earlier was, yes, Masaya, you know, he's shot out the thing, the liquid, and yeah, and you know, so it drenched Konomi's face. So that's what happened. So at first, she doesn't understand the difference between P and you know the other thing, cowper. So Masaya explained that, and you know that happens when you feel good. And then she also said that you know yes, like yesterday when she was like doing this, after that what she did, you know, her panties got wet. Okay, then she continues to touch and observe, and then that's when Masaya asks her to take off her chest wrapping, so you can see, you know, her two melons, you know, bare, and they're small but bulging. And Masaya even said they have a lot of potential to grow. Oh, yeah, a lot of potential to grow. And yeah, so and then Konomi said that she's undressed, but you know she feels hotter. But that's kind of the point, right? So okay, then she thinks that the thing that she's touching is tender and smooth. No, sorry, more like Masaya said that her two melons are so tender and smooth that he almost thought that they're fake. So I don't know. So yeah, so then Konami said, "Oh, this is the first time I felt this kind of joy, right?" And then he hopes that you know even more of yeah like I mean want to oh yeah because at that point we saw something coming out, right, what you call pre-cum or cowper. So he wants to see more of it if this is proof that you know it makes him feel good. So okay, and finally when Masaya said that I'm going to you know come I'm going to come here or something like that, then Konomi said please do that because it will help in my research. You have to reassure her. So and she thought that maybe it was yellow in color, but yeah, it's not really yellow in color. Well, she thinks it's yellow in color because of what she read in the novel. So okay, then that's when Masaya asks her to stroke it, and you know yeah, so then so Konomi does just that. Eventually, she says, "I'll let my hand make you feel good, and cause it to shoot it out." Okay, so eventually shot out, and then she says, "Oh, it's not really white, but then it looks kind of yellowish, and then it has a kind of a pungent smell." And then finally, she said something like, because Masaya said sorry that he dirtied her face and all that, but she says it's okay because this is my seat and it's a waste to spill on the ground. So yeah, that's basically what happened. And then yeah, so now we come to this part. So yeah, October 29, right? We spend our, to a certain extent, overly indulgent days like so. I prefaced it as such because it really was something essential for the two of us, definitely. Repeated physical contact was making us more prepared for when we went all the way. Konomi-chan had such a slender build that it made me a little uneasy, like maybe she can't handle it or something. Of course, that shouldn't mean that performing the deed would be impossible. Regardless, it was an unmistakable fact that I felt uneasy about us becoming one together. As such, I personally needed some time to mentally prepare myself. And then today comes the day. So they took a few days to like mentally prepare themselves, and here we are. And Konomi still with the gi. Alright. Okay. Konomi-chan was sitting upright on the floor with her back held straight. She squeezed her hand into a firm fist, making it visibly clear to me that she was nervous.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Don't worry, Konomi, I'll take good care of you, so don't you worry. With that courteous greeting and a deep bow of her head, I quickly followed her lead. Yes, kochira koso, and the same to you. We placed our hands on the floor and both bowed to each other. Wow, you see, we get a formal respect to each other like a bow before the match. Before a duel. Only this is not exactly a duel, but it's sort of like a battle, yes. If anyone were to see this, they might think it was strange. But naturally, we were completely serious about it. To us, it felt like if you couldn't be serious on the first night you had sex together, when could you be? Yeah, precisely. You know, sex is, you have to be serious in sex. If you are not serious in sex, then how can you love each other, right? Alright, are we ready? After lifting our heads, we gazed into each other's eyes with blushing faces. I may have been ready now, but I couldn't find it in me to move. It was like we were staring each other down at a naginata match. Only this is a kind of a sex match. I've got to take the lead here. Okay, Konomi-chan, come here. Alright, here we go. I tucked her hand towards the bed. Why? Hmm? Don't worry, Konomi. This room has been proven to be soundproof. So, I think it should be okay. Sound doesn't travel very well in these storms. Oh my god, Konomi. Come on, Konomi, you should have known by now that none of what is depicted in that novel is true. When she put it that way, I wondered if she might be somewhat anxious. There were people next door, so having that in the back of her mind might make her uneasy. Why don't we go somewhere else then? Oh, okay, somewhere else? Are you suggesting the bathroom? I mean you know the bathroom facility? The bath facility? Yeah, the place where they first went? Oh, I bet they're going there again. Yeah, because that's the place where they got intimate for the first time, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the bathroom. No, the bathroom facility. Bathhouse to be exact. How about the dojo? Dojo? Interesting. I wasn't expecting that, because I thought Masaya said before that it's kind of bad to do it at the dojo. But okay, I guess. Then again, it kind of makes sense since they bow to each other and all that. And I guess the dojo is the perfect setting for this kind of battle. Whatever. But I guess it makes sense since, well, Konomi is wearing her gi, so her naginata uniform. Would that be bad? Doing it in a sacred dojo? Yeah, that's why I pretty much said. Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah, that's what I pretty much figured. Yeah, and of course we start off with the kiss. Yeah. After changing locations, we started with kissing. We made out every day now, so I couldn't possibly keep track of how many times we did this, but I would never get sick of it. In fact, I found myself wishing we could stay this way forever, every single time. I spent time diligently kissing her lips. We had tomorrow off, so nobody should get mad if we overslept. I wasn't the only one showing tender care. Konomi-chan was being assertive right back. Yeah, just to hear Konomi's kisses. It felt incredible when she playfully bit at my sensitive areas with her soft lips, so much so that I thought I would go weak from the waist down. Alright, the French kiss, second stage. Stage 2! At last she breathlessly stuck out her tongue. This is stage 2, after that we have stage 3. my thing was always rock solid by the time we reached this point. Konomi-chan's body had also grown hot, and her breathing gradually became ragged. Oh. Our kiss was so sticky it left a string of saliva stretching between us as our faces parted. Well, it's not really a strange feeling, it's a great feeling. Oh yeah, we're doing it in the darkness, I see. Strange? How? You're growing up, Konomi. You're growing up. Maybe it just means you've gotten used to the sensation? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, usually that's the case, but when it comes to sex, nope, it doesn't work that way. Oh, this seems to happen to girls in particular, but I hear if you don't get used to it to some extent, things that should feel good won't. Yeah, that's for sex, yes. Just for sex. That is a development that's commonly quoted. A development that occurred in the pure and innocent Konomi-chan at my own hands. This could be somewhat perverted of me, but that thought gave me goosebumps of excitement. So, it may not feel good at first. Sex I mean, but gradually it will. Maybe I should say, I'm certain it will hurt. Yeah. That's why to some extent it can be considered a battle for her. Yeah, you know, the first obstacle to overcome. She held her adornment. Oh, isn't the only issue? Yeah? I'm glad to hear that, Konomi. Nice, Konomi. This is best words I've heard. Oh. Sure, I'll be gentle, don't worry. The ordinarily valiant Konomi-chan was shaking like a puppy. I pat her on the head. Yeah. And nodded. Okay, here we go. The big moment. Oh. Right after laying her down on the floor, I cuddled up to her. And this is the moment. The moment we've all been looking for. But this is really... Now this is what I call a nice scene. This is really like... Whoa. Like, really... You know... Konomi really looks sexy in this pose. Like, I'm serious. I mean, from this angle, she really looks sexy. She may have small melons. She may be a small little girl, but you know, from this angle, she's really sexy. So, yeah, the panting. Her sparse chest was heaving violently, even though I hadn't even touched her yet. My heart was pulsating fiercely as well. Oh, Konomi-chan's skin is really beautiful. I had a similar thought upon seeing her bare chest. There were, of course, no blemishes or moles to speak of. Gazing upon her silky skin endlessly instigated the desire. I want to paw at her. What? I said what? What do you mean by you want to paw at her? You're not a cat. But I guess I should show a little self-control. Well, I guess I know what he meant by like paw. Like I want to, oh, like, you know, like I you know, like scratch her or what. But anyway. Okay. First, I pat her thigh slowly with the palm of my hand in order to fan her passion. Is she like laughing? She took repeated shallow breaths, acting a bit ticklish. I'll be as gentle as possible, but tell me right away if anything hurts, okay? Well, somehow this scene is quite cute, it's quite sexy, but at the same time it feels kind of wrong. Kind of only, but yeah, not really. Thanks to a strenuous daily training, Konomi-chan's legs were more toned than they looked. That didn't stop them from being slender, but they had some real muscle. Nothing less from her. I could tell she was gradually calming down as I slowly stroked her thigh. Restless feeling? In your stomach? Does it tickle? Okay. It was the end of October, and although it was chilly in the uninhabited dojo, Konomi-chan's skin was damp with sweat. After taking a loud gulp, alright, I finally do something between her legs. Yep, I think this is a good place to stop here. So I'm going to fast forward from here, and then I'll just summarize, what else happened in this scene. So see you in a bit. Yes, as you can see these words here, I hurriedly stripped off my clothes. Yep, they're about to do it. They're about to become one and only. So yeah, well, basically what happened just now, right? After that he started to touch that part. After that he then went on to lick the two butts. Yeah, those beautiful butts. Yeah, and then proceed to touch that part one more time. So now it's really very wet. So now Masaya has decided, alright, let's do it. Let's become one and only. So that's what's going to happen. So and we're about to find out exactly how this pose is going to look like. Yeah. Okay. So something pointing straight to the ceiling. It was almost embarrassing, yeah. Okay. So I guess this is one interesting pose, yes. And Masaya supporting Konomi by her hands, grabbing her hands, and then and her legs I think are slightly up. Yeah. And I mean, I actually wanted to comment on something else, which is that part that was censored, but I don't think so. Let's just say it's quite innocent. Yes. So anyway, enjoy this scene, and I'll see you again in a bit. So we have come to the end of chapter 3. Yeah. So I will summarize after this chapter 4 part. Expectant groom. This looks kind of like he's going to go to her grandma's dojo, grandma's home, as we come to October 23rd, the 97th Sports Festival. Oh, okay, so there's some knocking. But before we get to that, before I end off this episode, because this episode has gone on long enough, so just to summarize what happened earlier, Konomi basically became a woman. So Yeah, so you know, as they, you know, they hold hands together, you know, to grip for Masaya to support her. So you know, you can see there's anticipation and uneasiness in her glistening eyes. So then Masaya said that it's so sexy that, you know, his heart almost feels like it's about to burst. And after that, so then came the doing it, the action itself, the main course. So the way Konomi cries is like, wow, it's really like very different from the other heroines, like or something like that. Okay, but so anyway, Konomi said that she had always wished they would be one, and their wish had come true. So, and then Masaya commented that, you know, it's so tight that it might chop him off or something like that, just because of the fact that Konomi was actually far more muscular than she appeared to be. You know, her ab muscles and all that. She really is toned. So, but anyway, Okonomi then said that her insides are as delighted as she is, and you know, to have Masaya inside of her. Yeah, so, but the first time they did it, Konomi didn't know how to, like, you know, come here. So so Masaya just did it alone. So then that's when Masaya decided to teach her, yeah, by doing it again, second round. So Konomi did say that, you know, ask Masaya to keep the thing there as it feels comfortable, sense of fulfillment. Yeah, so yeah, and then you can also feel like the badam, you know, getting stronger and weaker when the Masaya does it. So okay, so because Konomi doesn't know, so like I said, Masaya teaches her, right? So he did, and eventually both of them, you know, came together, and there was the option whether to go inside or go outside. This time is an exception. This time I choose to go inside because they didn't do it together the first time round. So you know, now that they are actually doing it together, you have to do it inside. So yeah, and of course, then Konomi said that this feeling is like leaping into white space. So and then finally, of course, they end off that chapter with Daisuki, I love you, and Masaya said I love you too. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. And so we have just finished the end. You know, we have just finished chapter 3, and then we'll now go on to chapter 4, but that will be in the next episode. So I'll see you later in the next episode.